Hey guys, it's your boy Cal, and listen, before we get into the video, I just want to take the time to say thank you so much for your support. No matter if you're a YouTuber who takes it seriously and does it for a job, a career, who gets monetized, or you're just a YouTuber who does it casually like I do. It can be very hard sometimes. It can be very hard, very challenging to not just make the videos and edit them and come up with ideas, but it takes a lot of motivation to keep us going, like mentally and emotionally, to put in the work, especially when we don't always see the results. But I just always wanted to say thank you. For the ones who've been with me since day one, since I first started my videos, thank you so much. You guys are true, you guys are the fam. And for the newcomers, welcome, hi, thank you. I hope that as you watch my videos, I entertain you, I make you laugh, I make you smile. With some videos I do, I hope I make you think and make you, find something within yourself mentally or emotionally or spiritually that you wasn't aware of before that helps you better in the future or helps you expand your mindset. And hopefully within the videos you watch, hopefully you find something that entices you to join the channel, subscribe. So again, I just want to say thank you guys. Like I said, no matter how many views I get and no matter how many subscribers, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for, subscribing to me, because thank you so much for supporting me and enjoying my videos. Or even if you don't enjoy my videos and you just want to support me, thank you so much for the love, you guys. Like, for real, thank you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I know I don't say that much in my videos, and personally, when I watch videos, when I hear people say that all the time, I understand it can be annoying, it can seem forceful and intimidating. But please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. The algorithm is really crazy. Unless you support the videos by liking them, there's no way our videos can get viewed. But even if you don't like a video, comment down below why. Put a thumbs down so I know what type of videos to give y'all, so I can know, okay, maybe this ain't the video for them. Or maybe, you can tell me something in the comments about how I can make my videos better, or what I said or what I did in the video that turned you off from the video. But like I said, no matter what, thank you guys. I hope y'all enjoy my video. Smile, laugh, relax. Maybe grab a notebook, because the way I talk about certain things, you might learn something. Who knows? But again, thank you guys, and y'all enjoy the video. Ever since we've learned that the X-Men are coming into the MCU, people have wondered how are mutants going to be integrated into this new universe, right? There's been thousands of speculations and fan theories, from people saying that mutants are going to be an effect of one of the four snaps that happened between Endgame and Infinity War, or maybe Wanda's hex in Westview fucked with the people that she, trapped there, and somehow it spread it throughout the population, where it affected their genomes, and somehow her magic was so powerful that it went throughout their similar DNA and affected the family trees. It's actually, now that I think about it, I really like that, but it's really intricate and will be very convoluted for a lot of people. For me saying it out loud, I wouldn't know how to break that down. Maybe they've always been there, and we just didn't know about them.
As if gamma accidents, radioactive bug bites, and assorted mutants weren't enough. I have to deal with a spoiled brat who doesn't play well with others and wants to keep all his toys to himself.
Maybe they were man-made, similar to how they were in the comics of the 1610 universe. I mean, shit, then again, the MCU is predicated based off in the Ultimate Universe. Or maybe, who knows, maybe they came from another dimension. No matter how you slice it, one of the main mutants that everybody's worried about is Magneto. How is Magneto possibly going to fit into this MCU? How can you bring him in? Because if you take where we are now currently in the MCU timeline, which is the year 2026, and you try to sync it up with Magneto's origin, where he was born in 1930, that means as of today, Magneto will be 96 years old. However, when you want to think about when we should possibly be getting an X-Men movie, or we'll see Magneto, he could be at least 100 years old. And I mean, that's doable, but is it feasible? Maybe not. Is it convenient? Absolutely not. So today's video, I'm going to give you my thoughts and a few solutions on how you can handle the Magneto problem. Let's get into it.
All she ever say is come and see me for once. Come and see me for once. You don't ever come to me. Yeah. You don't ever come to me. Yeah. All she ever say is come and see me for once. Come and see me for once. You don't ever come to me. Yeah.
Ever since the Fox merger that happened, in 2018, 2019, a lot of people's been talking about the X-Men, doing their fan casts and saying what stories they want to see, what X-Men villains, what X-Men members, etc., right? And why not? If you never did another Avengers movie or another Spider-Man movie or solo hero movie, you can make a whole franchise based off of the X-Men. And me personally, you know me, the X-Men are my favorite things about Marvel Comics and comics in general. I'm waiting for the X-Men like crazy. But, like I said, you want to do the X-Men right. So one of the fan cast things that we've been hearing for the last 2 or 3 years is that Giancarlo Esposito was rumored or wanted to play Professor Xavier. Now, when it comes to Professor Xavier, I don't have a problem with it as much as I do with the Magneto thing. Anyway it goes, we all know that that's no longer happening because we know that Giancarlo is supposed to be playing a villain in the new Captain America movie. But as of recently, within the last month or two, we've heard rumors that Denzel could possibly be casted as Magneto. Now, before I get into why I don't like this, let me just say I don't really think that's going to happen because recently Denzel's spoken about how he's ready to retire. First of all, age-wise, Denzel is 70 years old. If you're going to bring Magneto into the MCU, Magneto is one of the, maybe top 5 biggest players in the X-Men universe, right? So if you're going to bring him in, I would imagine that you would want to bring him in to stay for quite a while. So bringing someone who's ready to retire or who's in their 70s probably wouldn't be the best idea. Anyway it goes, no matter what it is, if it's true or if it's not, the only thing I got to say to that is, Fox, no.
Hey, yo, what the fuck? No, God, please, no, 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 no!
No, niet, nine, nada, absolutely not. Dear God, please no. And listen, this is not me trying to speak out badly against Denzel Washington. Marvel, Kevin Feige, listen, I think Denzel is a great actor. Mr. Washington, if you're listening to this video, I think you're a great actor. And I think before you do retire, if Marvel can grab you and place you in the MCU, all for the better. This is less about you and more about the casting. And what I mean by that is, I just don't think it's fitting. And not because I don't think you can pull it off, but more because of how much of the character it will go against, right? And here's what I mean by that. Eric Lyncher, aka Max Eisenhart, the man who will go on to become known as Magneto, was a boy who was born in 1930 in the World War II era. Due to this, and him being Jewish, of course, that means that, unfortunately, he was a survivor and an experienced observer of the Holocaust movement. And fortunately, but unfortunately, Max ended up being one of the few, if not the only survivor of his family. Through this Holocaust experience, he grew a real deep hatred for humanity, seeing that humanity, no matter when it comes to the differences in people, they will always go through their worst instinct and worst impulses, and that itself made the foundation of who Magneto will become. A person who wants to make a world where mutants can feel safe from persecution, from bigotry, from prejudice, where he feels like if they can't share the world, and that means sadly, we might have to take over. That is the foundation. That is Magneto. His Jewishness is what makes him Magneto. So, like I said, this isn't about you not being able to pull it off acting-wise. Shit, if it wasn't for him being Jewish, mentally and emotionally, I think you got all the beats that you can actually pretty much pull it off. But because you're not Jewish, sadly, I don't want to see it happen. And look, what I'm about to say may come off offensive, and it does not mean to be. So for all my Jewish viewers, please forgive me in advance, and I hope y'all don't take this the wrong way. My knowledge on Jewish people is very basic. And I don't like saying that because it sounds wrong, but I don't know how else to describe it. And maybe that's because I'm not Jewish. We have a tendency as a society as a whole, when we're not deeply connected to something such as culture or tradition, we don't have a lot of edge to learn more about it. And I think we should. I think we should be more open-minded to the world. That way, if we're more open-minded to the world will be a much more peaceful and connected place. But what I'm trying to say is, me not knowing much about the Jewish people, I never really understood what being a Jew meant, right? I never understood if it was a culture, a religion, or ethnicity. And what I mean by that is, the way I was always taught, it seems like it'd be either or to me. Like, when it comes to like Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, it seems like it could be a tradition / culture. When it comes to how y'all was treated in the Holocaust, it seems like it could be ethnicity. When it comes to certain practices y'all do compared to me as a Christian, it seems like it could be a religion thing. So I never knew exactly what a Jew was. Anyway it goes, I feel like changing Eric Lynch's Magneto story will be unjust. And 2, Magneto was created by 2 Jewish actors, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And then he was expanded upon by Chris Claremont, another Jewish man. And while you could say, okay, and sure, they created many characters. You have characters like the Fantastic Four, you have characters like Spider-Man, you have characters like Charles Xavier. And while you can say all these characters like them and the Eternals and Silver Surfer, they were doing out of creation and having fun. Yeah, sure. However, seems that they're Jewish and Magneto is Jewish, and taking their age and stuff for account, there's obviously some type of personal connection that they connect to and they can sympathize with, that I feel like if you try to change it, it will be a real disgrace and real disrespectful to the 3 of them. Now, as I said before, I don't know that much about the Jewish culture. Like I said, I don't know if it is a culture. So I'm not sure if there are black Jews. Like I said, I apologize again in advance if I'm, offending anybody. But I'm not sure if they're black Jews. If they aren't, a lot of people are probably asking, well, why can't you make Magneto black? And listen, I have no problem when gender swapping or race swapping any character. Marvel is no stranger to changing stories. They've done it plenty of times. Shit, I think when you change characters and genders for certain characters, it does work. Shit, look at how Norman Osborn is black in front of the neighborhood Spider-Man. I think that's cool. Making a female Taskmaster, that's a great idea. I mean, the way they executed it was terrible, but that's a great idea. Shit, why can't we have a female Winter Soldier? Like, I think gender and race swapping is cool, but there's certain stories and certain things you can't do that for. Not because it's not appealing, not because it's not fun, not even because it will be a bad story, but just because it will change the foundation of the original statement. And while we're on the topic, there is a very, very, very small populace going around who thinks Keke Palmer will make a great Rogue. And I would just like to say, I am part of that populace. I am 26 years old. Keke Palmer is what, 29, 30? I grew up with Keke. As her career grew, I was going up along with her. So between seeing her in many things acting-wise and knowing her in a lot of voice casting roles, she can definitely pull off Rogue. And unlike Magneto, Rogue's ethnicity is not a major part to her. As long as she is Southern Belle, that is the only part that's really integral to the character. And she's from Mississippi. Ethnicity-wise, it does not matter. Shit, if you look at Mississippi nowadays, that's probably the biggest state today with the most black people in it. And before y'all say, someone, no, I don't want Rogue. I need y'all to tell me why. Please, please, someone tell me why she can't play Rogue. I'm listening. And if you don't think she can't play Rogue just because you don't think she will be good, that's fine. But if your answer is anything such as she's not Caucasian, she's black, whatever, shut up.
God, shut up! Everyone just shut the fuck up!
Shut the fuck up. It's people like you why this world is still slow. First of all, here's a little background information for y'all. When Chris Claremont invented the character, he said, make me a Grace Jones character. For all those who do not know, Grace Jones was a dark-skinned woman who was a woman of many talents. Sung, acted, and so much more. Bam! Keke Palmer. I can't think of anything where she's done Southern Belle, but I feel like she could do it. She could definitely do the emotional part. She could hit all the highs and all the lows. And if you're looking for a Gambit to match her with, there's a man on YouTube who has done like Gambit skits. That is your Gambit. He has the looks, he has the swag, he has the charisma, the charm. That is your Gambit. Personally, I think he would look amazing paired up with Keke Palmer. Now, of course, I could have done a separate video on this about acting and character casting, but one, I just didn't want to. B, I just hit all my points in less than 5 minutes. 3, we was already on topic. And last but not least, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Unless it's an actor, I know I am not good at actors, casting, or faces. So that means I'll probably be bad at casting. But these are 2 people I'm strongly certain on. So let's make it happen. I'll take either or. I want both. If I can get both, I'll take both. If I gotta we gotta write a letter, email y'all, start a petition. Like, just let me know what I do. I will sorely take on that responsibility to make sure it happens. And for the people who don't want it to happen, if she gets casted, if it don't work, fine, cancel me. I don't give a fuck. There's more important things to worry about. But if she does get casted and it does work, ha ha, boo boo, win for me, L for you. Moving on. So, what are some ways that we can get Magneto to the MCU without changing his character? Well, Kevin, Marvel, I've come up with 10 options for you. First one being, bring back Ian or Michael. This is probably the easiest one to do. It's also one of my favorite options. I can understand the notion of why you wouldn't bring them back, right? You want to probably separate yourselves from the Fox movies. You want a new start. You want to give other people the chance. Sure, right? But why can't you bring them back? Well, it's been rumored that even though Wolverine said he was done, y'all bring him back after Secret Wars, he's going to be staying around for a while. So why you can't do that from Michael or Ian? Now, Michael, I can understand because he's 47 years old. So he could definitely do it. Bringing back Ian may be a little inconvenient because of his age, 86-year-old. But if you bring him back, I have another option that will work later on in the video. By bringing him back would definitely work. And they were both great actors when it came to Magneto. Ian McKellen, he's not Jewish, but he is a gay man. So he understands what it's like to be persecuted. And seeing that we didn't have an origin for him, that works. Now, when it comes to Michael, as far as I know, Michael is also not Jewish. However, he is Catholic. But he was able to pull off the emotional and mental and spiritual beats so well. Why not use them again? Bring them back, all right? Bring them back. I think that would be great. Option number 2, create an original character. Marvel, you're no stranger to doing this. You've done it in shows such as What If, and I'm pretty sure you've done it in the movies. Why not make an original character that you can use a black man or some type of other ethnicity, and you can relate it to like modern day civil rights? If you use a black man, you connect it to the Breonna Taylor incident, the George Floyd incident, Trayvon Martin, and then your original character, he follows some footsteps. There was this guy named Magneto who was a Jewish Holocaust survivor, and through that, he gained a hatred for humanity because of his persecution. He swore to never let mutants be persecuted and killed off the way his family was. And your original character goes off of that to make his crusade. Boom. Easy enough. Option number 3, don't cast Magneto at all. Just bring in his daughter or some other family member. This one, I like this one too. I think the first 3 I gave y'all are my 3 favorites. This one I like too. And what I mean by that is, I know this is a Magneto video, but this idea I got from my idea for Wolverine. Your problem with Magneto is casting because you need a Jewish actor. Your problem with casting Wolverine is, who in the hell could possibly level up to Hugh Jackman's role? You really haven't found anyone yet. It's probably why you're bringing Hugh Jackman back. Fine. Well, when you get rid of Hugh Jackman, or if Hugh Jackman does come back, why not, instead of casting Wolverine again and fumbling that bag, why not bring in Daphne Kinney or some other girl who could play X-23, or bring someone that could play in Jimmy Hudson, or someone who could play Daken, someone who could play one of his kids, and through them, we have our Wolverine analog character. And then through them, we're hearing rumors and stories about, there was this man called Weapon X. He was skirmished on. He doesn't remember anything. And we learn more and more about him. And you found your perfect casting, or what you think may be your perfect casting, to bring him in. You can do the same thing for Magneto. Instead of casting Magneto and fumbling the bag and messing up and disrespecting the character, why not bring in the girl who played Polaris in The Gifted, or someone else, or someone who could be like a clone of Magneto? You could be your Joseph character, and through that, we have our new Master of Magneto. You don't have to use Magneto directly. You can use Lorna, and we can hear stories about Magneto, or maybe Magneto's dead in this universe, and Lorna or Joseph is your Magneto analog. Why not do that? Those are my 3 favorite options. Now we're moving on to the other feasible options that are a little bit more convoluted. Starting with number 4, time travel.
Time travel! What? I see this as an absolute win.
I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. This one is not my favorite. I really don't have an idea for this one. The only reason I bring it up is because we do have the concept of time travel in the MCU. So even though I don't have an idea for it, since that is a concept that we have been introduced to, it is an option, which is the only reason I bring it up. So that's, yeah. Option number 5, use the multiverse. Right now, we're in the multiverse saga, right? We're viewing incursions and everything. We're exploring different universes. We know, according to what we learned of new Fantastic Four movie coming out this year, that they're going to be a part of a universe that's in the 60s, but very futuristic. Perfect. Why not bring your Eric Lyncher from that universe, or a universe with similar concept? That way, when the worlds collide and smash together and you combine into one universe, like we all know they're going to do in Secret Wars, you have your Magneto. And that way, his time will make sense. His age will make sense on how there's a Holocaust and we don't have a 100-year-old man within the Marvel Universe. Because that way, he wouldn't be as old as the other universes. His age will make sense. But now, because everything combined, he's in our universe. Option number 6, cryo freeze. Why not freeze him? Just freeze him. Freeze him. Just make a story where, I don't know, you found him way back whenever, and he was a villain or whatever. And the U.S. Army or the Howling Commandos found him. And because it was back in the day, you didn't have the technology or the equipment to make a prison that wasn't metal-based. So the best thing you could do was cryo freeze. That way, he was aging chronologically, but biologically, he's still whatever age you grabbed him from. That one is one of my favorites. Next one that you could do, magic. Ever since the inception of the MCU in Phase 1 with Captain America 1, where we've seen the Tesseract, we have seen many forms of magic. We've seen combat magic. We've seen space magic. We've seen room magic. We've seen magic used by sorcerers. We've seen magic used by gods. We've seen magic that was a product of some type of item, which could be argued is more scientific than anything, but I digress. Because the point is, you can definitely use magic in the universe. Why not make a scenario where there's a witch or a wizard or a warlock or whatever y'all call your magic people, and they sympathize with Magneto because they see, hey, the mutants are persecuted just like we were in the witch trials. So now you have Magneto making magic allies because they have a similar bond. Or why not have him befriend a witch or something who has a child or a descendant or an ascendant or some type of family or friend who is also a mutant. So they're allying with them because they want to keep their friend or family safe. Okay, cool. Don't like that one? Here's another one. You so intent on making Magneto the villain? Why not find a story where you coerce a magic user to work with and aid Magneto? Like they're making a potion that he has to drink every year or every month, where his age is stopped, where he stops aging, or where his aging regresses or something. There's so many options you could do with magic. Magic is the option that we have. There's so many forms of magic. Why not use magic? The next option, what is this, like option 7, option 8? I don't even know what option we're on, but the next option is science. As I said before, in the 1610 Marvel Comics universe, mutants were a product of basically humans making them. They were artificially made. Why not do that? Or why not have mutants be experimented on? That's not too far from the X-Men. You know, people are constantly experimenting on them. Why not make it where Magneto was snatched up and they experimented on him, and somehow they end up, making it where he stopped aging or he slowed down, or they integrated like some type of cybernetics to extend his life. Option number 9, make it a part of his mutation. In Grant Morrison's X-Men in the early 2000s, he introduced the concept of second mutations. And we know a lot of mutants have second mutations, right? Jean Grey, her primary mutation is telepathy. Her second mutation is telekinesis. Emma Frost's primary mutation is telepathy. Her second mutation, she can turn to diamonds. Blob's mutation primarily was something to do with math. Second mutation was he can melt. Why not make a mutation for Magneto that you could add to the movies and the shows as well as the comics where he stopped aging? Or make it to the fact that we all know that mutations appear usually during puberty. Or if it's not puberty, it's times of distress. According to the comics, Magneto's mutation arrived much later in his life. It didn't appear when he was a teenager or in his 20s. It appeared around his 30s, where he was 30 and 40, while his family was in a fire. So you can make it where, yeah, it's the same thing, but because his mutation arrived so late, it also reverses aging a little bit. It slowed him down from aging. You can make it where, he has a healing factor. Most superhuman people in the Marvel universe has human factor. Or you can make it where the iron in his body, because he can control magnetism, the iron in his body slows his aging or slows his blood down or something. Make it a part of his mutation. And option number 10, the last option, is give him mutant allies that affect his mutation. If it's not a mutant ally, you could do a mutant enemy or whatever. Just make it where a mutant affects his mutation. And what I mean by that is, in X-Men Apocalypse, one of the most embarrassing, horrific X-Men movies ever, we learned that the reason, or one of the reasons, that Apocalypse not only had so many powers, but was able to stay around since ancient Egypt times, was because every so often he would transfer his consciousness into a new body. Cool. We also know that in Marvel Comics, there is a X-Men villain who I really hope we see, named Selene, aka the Black Queen, who is a psychic vampire, which means essentially she drains the energy and life from people, which extends her life, makes her stronger, helps her heal, and so much more. Why you can't do something like that where, okay, there's like some ritual that Magneto does, connecting back to the Marvel magic idea, where you have bodies that are dead, the humans that you sacrifice, you transfer his consciousness into their bodies, or you're draining them of their life. Or you could bring in someone like with biokinesis. What's biokinesis, Kelvin? Biokinesis is technically, literally, the ability to control life and manipulate life, like Elixir has. Why not bring in a character similar to Elixir who is able to de-age people, age them up, heal their body, rejuvenate their bodies, whatever the case may be, control time or whatever. Make it where you have Magneto have some type of ally that sees his crusade and agrees with them, and they're using his powers to help him, right? There's 10 options right there. And that last option, like I said, that option works for if you want to bring Ian McKellen back. If you want to bring Ian McKellen back, that way you can use Ian McKellen for a movie or two and then have his consciousness transferred to another body. That way, after that, if you did want to use a black character or Denzel or something, it wouldn't be as callous as just casting a black man off the rip, because then it would be established that the Jewish background was covered. But now you're just worried about keeping him around. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts and feelings of how to fix the Magneto problem. Let me know who you have an idea for. If you have an idea for Magneto casting, like I said, I'm terrible at casting. I'm terrible at actors. I don't know that many outside of the ones I do. What are your ideas to fix the Magneto problem? Do you really want to see them change the story? Me personally, I don't. Like I said, this is my favorite comic book character ever. I love Magneto, so I would feel like it would be a real injustice. I really want to see this character done right. I just want to see the X-Men done right in general. I love the X-Men. But yeah, guys, let me know what y'all think. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know what I said. I'll check you guys later. Deuces.